keeping children safe requires more than just rules. It also takes education, creativity, and connection. Our Safe Steps Namibia is a campaign that uses 3D animated cartoons to teach children, Namibian children between the ages of 5 and 12 on how to stay safe at school, home, and in public spaces. Now, today we're joined in studio by Alphonse Koruhama, the initiator and content creator of the Child Safety Campaign, to tell us more about how this digital project is combining child psychology, animation, and community engagement to protect and empower the next generation. Good morning, sir, and thank you so much for making time to speak to us this morning.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir, and good morning, sir.
Okay. Briefly, for Namibians that might be watching, including myself, what is Safe Steps Namibia and what inspired this campaign? Is it because of the recent strategies that we've been experiencing lately?
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. And Safe Step, as you said earlier, is a child-focused, animated campaigns for Namibian children. The aim was to use creativities, technologies, and core design to create awareness. And it was inspired, being a father and being in a community and activist. I've been looking around if events happens of this nature that happen in Okanja. People run and do campaigns, and after that you see everything go to normal and nothing is being done. And I was realizing, so what next? What could be done next? And I think what could be done could be a digital kind of stuff where kids are being locked in, where every mothers who have a kid that have a phone that are watching cartoons that doesn't even has anything to speak about safety. So then I said, why can't we create some content that can be given to kids at home? That's the aim of the campaign.
But one might be interesting to know why those choose 3D animations as a main tool. There could be other options that you could use. What makes 3D animation tools stand out more perhaps compared to other tools?
Yeah, 3D animations, I think it stand out because we are bringing, in this type of campaign, as I said, it is a co-design process that we want to involve kids from different schools that we are traveling. We get more expanded, where we want also to create kids content, also to educate so that you can bring live image and also live content that people can be able to view and see. Sometimes if you say, I can put you in a 3D, your pictures, I can turn your pictures on your phone in 3D models that can be resemble of you. That's why I took that role, that they can be more advanced on that level, and also that's a skill that I'm having also from the designing perspective, that I'm more into designing those type of 3D models.
Interesting.
Yes.
We understand that you have helped shape the campaign by doing core design workshops through workshops in Kadura. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, one thing that we had to do, if you are doing something for some people, for a certain groups of people, or for anyone, you don't have to leave them out.
Correct.
You don't do nothing for us
without us.
So that's, and also from a different generations, it is a different generations. So you had to sit with kids and you'll be able to understand what is safety from their perspective, from their view. What it means to be safe, how do they identify dangers? Those are the things that you had to sit with them and try to understand safety from their perspective, and how do they even identify dangers. For me, it may be different games. But for them, they have different instincts, they have different way of thinking and all those things. That's why we had to co-design with the kids. And also, if it's possible, we can also sit with parents, with schools. That's why it's more important that if you are doing development, especially if you are a developer or a research, you have to sit with the people that you are working with.
Yes. Like you indicated, that obviously there are many stakeholders that are involved in the process. We've got the kids, we've got the schools. One of the important role players in this sector perhaps is the school patrol teams. What role do they play in this campaign, and why are they important? We know that, for instance, school patrols normally help kids cross roads when traffic is oncoming, and possibly also have the ability to see many things which most of us will not be able to see.
Yeah, school patrols, those are people who have been engaging in safety for quite some times. And those I put them on because safety is not about the killing that took place, it's also crossing roads. It's also one of the key aspects. If you are going around, you find kids who have been bumped in the roads and all those things. then you wonder whether they don't do this patrol. Does he give training to all the kids or the only kids that are being part of the patrol teams? So that's why we had to engage that groups of kids so that they can be able to see what are the techniques that have been told and how can we transfer that message across to all kids. Does this patrol safety nets being trained for a certain group that are working on the patrol, or is it split to all kids? So because one of my kids is at primary school, and I was asking, do you know about patrol? They just know other kids that are working there, but they don't receive any training on how to cross road, how to do all those things, road signs and all those things. But that's why I said, okay, then we had to split this from the three training from these groups to other kids. But it's good if you use the digital platforms where they can be able to watch at home.
So in terms of digital platforms that you're using, are visuals much more able to get the message out as opposed to simply just speaking? Does it intrigue children? Are children becoming curious? We know that kids, once they see Peppa Pig, once they see Coco Melon, yes, I'm told there are 100 million people following, you know, Peppa Pig, Coco Melon, for instance, but none of them have phones. But we know they are the kids who are following.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that particular question. There's a Piaget's theory that says cognitive modeling, where kids learn through seeing, touching, and imitations. And that's why the visual part of this campaign is more important, because kids learn by seeing what they've been looking at and all those things. And I took a practical example, like one of my niece. We were trying to teach her numbers or even to speak English and all those things, but it was so much difficult until her mother used to give her a phone, and when I come back from work, he started greeting me in English. I said, where did you learn this? No, from the phone.
Yeah.
So that tells him that visual is more. They are more connected, and then giving rules and just guidance by just speaking to them.
Correct.
Yes.
Let's talk about how approaches such theories like Piaget and Bandura, how do these influence your approach, especially when it comes to child development theories?
Yeah, the one of Piaget I spoke earlier, and the Bandura one is talking about is more on social aspect that of imitations and all those things. So that's why we had to create content. Well, that's why the core design is influenced by Bandura's one, where we can go to kids, they can be able to design, help us to do script writing. And some of them we can they imitate how that campaign should be, how to be saved and all those things. Then we can put those in the visual aspect. Yeah, that's so that the kid can be able to relate to some of what we have been putting there.
Okay. Maybe for parents who might be watching and saying, no, I want to get an opportunity for my child to also start speaking, to start maybe improving their engagement. Because I mean, for me, I'm learning a lot. So in terms, if I get you correctly, Piaget theories of development is more about seeing.
Yeah.
And then the Bandura is more about imitating and social behavior. So how do parents who are watching right now possibly, maybe introduce that into their lives of their children? Is it possible for an ordinary person to introduce that in their lives of their children, or does it have to be someone with a background in designing, like yourself, maybe, so that kids can start understanding things?
I don't think so. We are living in the age of communications, a lot of technologies, and everything is about AI, it's about the information is out there. What you should be able to do, we give phones, but we don't even follow up on the digital footprint, what our kids are learning from the YouTube or from whatever they are watching. So what you could be able as a parent is to be able to guide. And from your question is also, start thinking that maybe we could also, through this, we can be able to teach or give certain type of the campaign to just parent. What could they do with their kids so that they can be able to help them in these safety nets? But it's not about, but in other aspect, you can go to YouTube is there. There are different digital platforms where you can go and learn and how to use those theories. It's more about guiding kids through different channels that they are going through so that they can be able to learn through that. And also you apply that in your method when you are raising your child or when teaching your kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when will the teaser be released? When can I maybe anticipate some of these items that you have produced to be seen? Is a teaser being released? When can we see it, come out?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So that, when you come to these content creations, it involves a lot of thinking, a lot of work that is going behind before you come to the visuals, live activities. So I've been actively involved in the content. And now also I had to take some verifications because if we are starting a teaser, we want also to involve some of the stakeholders that we think is key to this campaign. So we are busy also in negotiation, in talk with them, looking at a amicable way how to collaborate on these issues. So, but the time that we are slot is by the end of the month. The first teaser will be out and be able to go out on social media. Yeah, but if all comes on board, then maybe we can do it before that. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about how we talked about school patrols who are involved with the process, but how can generally, perhaps maybe schools beyond patrols, parents and organizations get involved or support this initiative? Is there an opportunity for them to join the bandwagon?
Yeah, as I said, stakeholders are not limited to certain groups. We open our hands to everyone who want to involve. We're also looking for funders that are open out there, and also also we are opening hands, and because we want to do it across Namibia, not only limited to Windhoek. That's why we wanted to put it up on the digital platforms, and we are inviting everybody to come on board, and we will release also our numbers when the teasers out there, because the teaser will put all the information what's going to happen, what are the episodes that are being expected, and also where can we reach us and all those things. So we want to involve everyone. One of the aspects that also I want to add on community policing, that's one of the things that I want also to pull in through the digital platform. So we want to involve everyone that are caring for the kids.
Caring for the kids. Yeah. Is there anything else that you would like to say before we let you go this morning?
Yeah, no, what I want to say is that let's, when the teaser is out, let's help to push and put it on social media, WhatsApp groups, our digital platform that we are using, so that we can spread the message.
Okay. Well, Alphonse Koruhama, thank you so much for making time to speak to us this morning.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Now that was Alphonse Koruhama, who is an initiator and content creator, a child safety campaign, talking to us about that 3D animated child safety campaign, indicating that more stakeholders are more than welcome to come on board to ensure that this becomes part of our daily lives, and ensure that the situation that we've been experiencing as of recently in Okanja becomes a thing of the past. It is our collective responsibility to ensure that our children are safe.